If you hate the job you're working, but you keep it for the pay, and it takes a pack of cigarettes to get you through the day.
This is Nick Santino, and you're watching Under the Gun TV.
So Nick, can you tell me a little bit about how the transition has been going from a rocket to the moon into this new project?
It's pretty cool so far. I mean, I try to make it as quick and painless as possible for kids and people that have liked my music in the past and liked Rocket. And for me, I just didn't want to take a break from music because that's the only thing I really want to do. So I think it's going all right. This tour's been fun so far. It's good to get back on the road. It's weird to be by yourself, but it's something I can get used to, you know. Definitely warming up to it as it.
So you did the farewell tour with the Maine over the summer.
Yeah.
How did that go? Was it really sentimental
awesome.
shows?
Yeah, definitely bittersweet knowing that we were playing those cities for the last time with Rocket. But I mean, it was the way that we wanted to go out with our best friends, and being surrounded by people that love you and appreciate you and have been around since the beginning. It's a good feeling. So.
Has it been difficult adjusting to playing solo on the road now, or is it just kind of like a new chapter in your life?
It's kind of just a new chapter, I'd say. It's difficult because I have to be the only person to talk in between songs. Usually I'd give the mic to Halvo or somebody else in the band, but it's just me, so I have to be the witty, funny guy on stage and remember all my lyrics somehow.
So for people who haven't heard Nick Santino and the Northern Wind, how would you describe it musically? It's different than Rocket, right?
Yeah, it's different than Rocket, I think, but not enough to where people won't like it if they were a fan of Rocket, and I don't think they would hate it if they started listening to the stuff that I write. I think the stuff I write now is I can't really figure out what sound it is. I kind of just put it as like a singer-songwriter folky acoustic thing, but to me it's just kind of like honesty, and it's something that I really like doing, is telling the truth and being real in songs.
Would you consider it a completely solo project, or when you recorded, did you have a band with you? Or was
I did it all myself, so yeah, I'd say it's all solo.
So the ones you made along the way came out in October. It's been doing really well. Can you tell me about the EP? I know you charted with it in the singer-songwriter category.
Yeah, it was cool to see it on the singer-songwriter category next to Ed Sheeran and Passenger and stuff like that. I did it all myself. Half of the songs I wrote 3 years ago, and I finally got to use them, and I still like them, so I put them on the EP. And did it all myself in my studio, played all the instruments, just kind of had a little bit of time after that last tour, and put it together. And I like being in control when it comes to recording my music, so it was a good way to do it, I think.
Do you think you have a really loyal fan base, and that's kind of what
led to
such a warm response on?
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, a lot of them are still kind of hurt about their whole Rocket thing, so it's going to take them a bit if they transition over to what I'm doing now. But the ones that have kind of caught on and they're like, oh wait, he's releasing music and I can still get music from this person that I liked before. It's they've definitely been, a lot of the kids on the tour have come up to me and they said they really appreciate me for still making music and not just giving up after Rocket, so it's cool.
You already released 2 EPs, and there wasn't a lot of lag time in between.
Yeah.
After having issues with releasing the last Rocket album, are you happy to finally just be able to release music on your own terms, on your own schedule?
Oh yeah. I mean, with Rocket, we put out 2 full lengths and over the course of 4.5 years, and there was just a lot of downtime in between and a lot of touring where, when you're in a band, you want to just make music, and touring's fun and doing the touring thing, but we just wanted to get in the studio and actually put out new music. So now that I'm able to do that on my own clock and do it whenever I want, it's really awesome. And I'm going to take full advantage of it,
You mentioned before that you think honesty is a really important part of your music. You think some people lose sight of honesty when they're writing songs, and do you consciously try to keep that in mind when you're writing?
Definitely. I mean, I think when you're writing about real life things, you kind of have to filter a little bit, because maybe you don't, depending on how you want the song to be perceived, but if you write about a ex-girlfriend and you put her name in the song, she's gonna find out and she might get mad. For me, I don't like to name drop or anything, but I write about situations, and I'm pretty much the only one that knows what's going on in it. And I think I've noticed it with touring and playing these songs, is I kind of turn it into a storyteller's vibe on the tour, and I tell a little bit of backstory about each song, and you can tell when I'm playing the song, people are really listening to the lyrics, and I think that's something people forgot about along the way, is they can actually go to a show and listen to lyrics and listen to music instead of just going to a show and jumping around and buying a T-shirt, you know. So I'm trying to bring that back to songwriting, you know, the actual storytelling part of it.
You said that a lot of the songs that you write, other people might not necessarily know what it's about, but it's something in your life. Is it kind of therapeutic for you when you're writing songs?
Definitely, and it's kind of a new thing for me. Like, I was always the one that was just making up stories. You know, my biggest songwriting influence is Johnny Cash, and I mean, he'd write songs about killing his wife and you know, doing a line of cocaine and going to prison or getting away with it. And you know, obviously he didn't kill his wife, but all the other stuff was pretty true. So I kind of take that. I think it's cool that you can kind of, I like creating characters in songs and you know, telling a story about some guy that I just made up and giving him a whole life story. But at the same time, I like turning around and writing songs about myself, and it kind of takes you to a different spot, and it's definitely relieving and therapeutic in a way.
You'd mentioned in a prior interview with Alternative Press that you'd really like to break into the Nashville scene.
Yeah.
Could you elaborate on that a little? Have you had any involvement since that interview?
Yeah, no, we did. I haven't really been back to Nashville in a bit. I'm kind of comfortable with where I am in Massachusetts for now. I was going to do the move to Nashville, and it seemed like everybody was doing the move to Nashville at the time, so I was like, I'm going to wait a little bit. But Nashville always has a place in my heart, and it's a cool city, and everybody loves music there, and a lot of good, you know, songwriters come out of there, and it'd be cool to kind of crack into that and meet those people and, you know, start doing that stuff. But for now, I'm content with where I'm at, and maybe that'll come down the road.
So this tour right now is in a lot of small and more intimate venues. I know you guys have been doing a bunch of meet and greet with fans. Is fan appreciation that's something that's really important to you?
Yeah, it definitely is. You know, obviously, if a fan thinks you're a jerk, they're probably not going to come to your next show. You know what I mean? And you gotta, like, we're just normal guys. If people had a hidden camera in our van and they watched what we were doing, they'd be like, these guys are boring. They're not exactly they're not who I thought, you know. But they would see that we're normal guys. We just play music. That's what we do. And we travel the world and have a good time with it. But we're normal people, and I want our fans to know that we're normal people. Like, I'm selling my own merch on this tour, and kids will come up and they'll be like, can I buy a T-shirt from you? And I'm like, yeah, that's why I'm standing here. Like, they didn't know if I'm just there for autographs or something, and I'm like, no, I would rather sell you a T-shirt than give you an autograph right now. Like, come on. But yeah, I feel like I'm a normal guy, and I feel like showing the kids that I'm a normal guy makes them feel like they can kind of trust you a little bit more as a friend, you know?
How have all the dates been going so far?
Cool. They've been really good so far. Philly and New York were obviously the best ones so far, but we play Boston tomorrow, which will be fun, and it's good. I'm looking forward to the rest of this.
The tour wraps up on December 19th. Do you have any special plans for the holidays coming up?
We have a Christmas party every year back home, me and my friends, so we're doing that on the 21st, I think, and then I'm a brand new uncle. My sister just had a baby 3 weeks ago. Thank you. So it's gonna be a cool Christmas having a new little baby at the house. So just a lot of family time, I'm sure.
I know in 2014 you've got dates set out with the Maine, Never Shout Never, William Beckett.
Yeah.
Could you tell me a little bit about those shows?
Yeah, actually this tour ends the 11th, and then I go and do 4 shows with Never Shout, and then I meet back up with this tour in Phoenix on the 18th, and we do Phoenix and Anaheim. But Never Shout, I do like Chicago, Cleveland, and St. Louis and Springfield, and then go home for Christmas and come back the 28th, I think, or the 29th in Chicago with William. He has like a Christmas show that he does every year, and I'm doing that. And then we're going, me and This Century are going over to the Philippines with the Maine in January. So that's what we got so far.
What else can we, aside from shows, expect to see from you in the future? Any full-length album plans?
Yeah. I want to put out a record before early summer of 2014. I'm going to let the EPs kind of sit and marinate for a bit and have people get used to them, and then start working on something in the spring, probably put it out before the summer, which is my goal. So hopefully that happens. Hey, this is Nick Santino, and thank you guys for watching Under the Gun TV.